Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila, as this will appear on both channels. Today is Thursday, June the 19th, 2025. I don't have the date of this post. My sister sent it to me today. It is from X. The person by the name goes by the name Mott, M-A apostrophe A-T, at Mott _ 777777. And as I said, there's no date on this post, but it is freely available. And I saw the first little tiny bit of it and I got a nudge to record it, so here we are. End of the timeline split on Earth. Why and how? You asked me to explain it in more detail, so here it is. Trigger warning. This post is based solely on my own experience and knowledge. It is not an absolute truth. I'm telling you to believe in just my observations. However, it might be controversial and could be triggering to some. If that's the case, please stop reading, or in your case, if you're listening to me, stop listening and scroll further. It's not my intention to siphon your energy or lower your vibe. Having that out of the way, we can start with the topic. Yesterday, I told you the timeline split had ended here on Earth. And that's true. But some of you seemed disappointed. Why? Because only two possible timelines were advertised. One created by Satanism, in parentheses, reptilians and Yahweh egregore, and one by the oneness egregore, in parentheses, Galactic Federation. Neither of them was pure. One obviously, the other hidden. Behind neither of them was pure, one obviously. I guess that's because of the Satanism part. The other hidden behind a veil. That's why Earth didn't want either of them. Earth is a living being, a soul incarnated in a planet. Well, now, given what I recorded day before yesterday, I believe it was the last recording of the day of Jason's writings, and what I shared with you in regards to my thoughts and feelings, yes, Earth is a living being with a soul of her own. So I'm going to read that again. Earth is a living being, a soul incarnated in a planet, and has the right to choose the timeline she wants. Using she for cultural familiarity, because in reality, Earth has no gender. That's probably true, but it feels more feminine to me. But she decided to establish a critical point after which she would listen to the souls incarnated on her surface. As I said, only two timelines were promoted, both by alien and disembodied influences who wanted humanity to cross the critical point for them and hand over control. The reptilians wanted a world of slavery and suffering. The other side, the Galactic Federation, aimed to establish a so-called 5D paradise, but it wasn't truly a paradise. To enter 5D, a race needs to evolve naturally over time. Galactic Federation, especially their Elohim Council, tried to fast track this using technology. Under the guise of, quote, gratitude, they wanted people to join them and feed off artificial prana, so light energy generated by their egregore, siphoned mostly through those who lost themselves completely in it through an artificial sun. That energy is coded to make people happy, feel happy, but not free. If you've seen the movie The Giver, you know exactly what I mean. They were trying to do the same thing, masking control behind unity and peace. It's about programming people's bodies to feel content being slaves. And that is true. For the most part, the humans on this planet don't even, or I should say, didn't even consider the fact that they were slaves for the longest time. And even so, many now do not recognize that they are indeed slaves. What's more, the oneness egregore also seeks to control souls. It uses that artificial sun to pull them into astral realms where they're taught that the ultimate goal is to merge back into the source. But that's not a soul's true purpose. Well, isn't that interesting? A real God is not a cannibal. A true God is a parent, one who teaches and empowers us to stand beside it, culturally a hymn, and be like it, not dissolve into it, which is really what we all claim to want for our children, isn't it? Merging makes us forget, just like in The Giver, who we really are and what life is truly about. So now the real question is, which timeline did Earth choose since the split has ended? The answer is a third one, the one no one advertised, and yet the critical point was reached. How? Because our souls are sovereign. They aren't so easily fooled. Many people may have supported one of the two public timelines on the outside, but inside, they were pure souls, aligned with something else. Earth looks at human hearts, not appearances. That's how the middle path was chosen. And I find that very interesting. What is this third timeline really about? That's a trickier question. It's a timeline programmed by real angels, 6D beings, disembodied souls, not aliens. The codes were delivered through the real sun. I see now that is so interesting because I have taken issue with the idea of the sun being alien or foreign. But now this is making total sense to me. Why couldn't there be more than one sun that would be active, right? Wow. That's why we have so much freedom now. We create our reality. Well, I know that to be true. I've done it myself. I think we all do. We are just not conscious of it yet. The only thing truly programmed into this timeline is this: the oneness egregore and the Yahweh egregore will never succeed here. We are free. It's written in our DNA. No one will use us for their agendas. Of course, they will still try. This is why your consent and your discernment are so key. Why I feel that it is imperative that we understand ourselves and what it is we vote for, do, believe, take in. Wow. They will try. They'll try to rewrite the script, but we can sit back, take our popcorn, and watch them fail because failure is all that's left for them. Earth made her choice. We are sovereign. Thank you for reading. Well, I have not. This is the first time that I've seen this or heard of this being, and so I'm going to go on X and see if I can find her and share this video. I would love to hear more about this. I don't know about you, but I would. And I want to say again, if you have not seen my video, uh, I can't remember the name of it now, but I did a video and it's in the My Thoughts playlist. I'm just going to briefly share again my thoughts on it, on what this is, in my opinion. I've noticed over the last 8 to 10 years that we all are getting information, the story, the truth of the way things are. Channelers, intuitive hits, information that comes in. Each of us understand this information in our own way. And when we try to share it, it sounds a little different, each from the other. And because of language, everybody tends to think, well, that's not what I said. Well, when you keep yourself open, this is what I know for myself. I'm hearing the same story, the same thing coming out of a lot of people's mouths in just a different way through their perception filter. Yes. Their experiential filter. Yes, absolutely. And I now know with all of me, that is why I had the experience with my own inner guidance that I did when I got the message that I was going to be going viral. And 3 years later, it was coronavirus that went viral, not Sheila Corona. I just know with all of me now, that is exactly why that happened for me to get that message, to understand that we all get messages. Everybody on this planet, bar none, gets messages, gets information because we are remembering as well. There's a many beings on this planet who are also saying that it's time to remember, right? And they are remembering. A lot of people take issue with what they're saying because, well, that's not the same, or this is the story. Not one person has the whole story. They won't. They can't, I don't think, at least not yet. That time may be coming. At any rate, thank you for listening. I find this very interesting. I'm so grateful to my sister, Teresa Blackburn, for sending this to me. And I'm going to send this video to Mott 777777 and ask if she would be interested in coming and chatting with me about what she is getting. Until we meet again, my friends, I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy, that which draws you uh, in each moment that presents itself for you, to you, because there is something there for you. And you'll figure out what it is if you move towards it. Until we meet again, be well. Mwah.